Oh, there we are. Aha! Hello! Hello, folks. Or anyone happen to be watching the VOD. Let's get on into it. Oh, that needs to be in the other. I forgot to move that to the other window. Hold up. Just to avoid any more confusion. There we go. That's better. And the EDM artist we're listening to at the moment is called Agony OST. Some very great breakcore, that's the word, breakcore. Good shit. Okay, we're picking up where we left off a couple weeks ago. Well, no, it's a month ago now. Whenever we were looking at the development of Ocarina of Time. And that includes the music. So we're onto the music section. They're not new masterpieces, but from Koji Kondo. They're not new masterpieces from Koji Kondo, but near final music sequences exist in that folder. I'm gonna turn this down just a hair bit. We gotta fix the audio again. There we go. Rather than having new melodies, small differences can be heard in the notes of a few tracks. These are very close to the final sequences used in that. So, water temple. Around 39 seconds in, the dulcimer seems to be louder and more staccato, so that's not really a big difference. Insights from MD. Oh, that's it. That's literally all there is. All right, cool. Love to see it. Okay. Insights from mdebug text. Object files contain names of particular functions in the mdebug portion of the .o file. These names originate from the original .c scripts that aren't included in the Z Ocarina source, but can still yield insight. Alright, let's see what this is. Princess Ruto's kiss? Fuck yeah, we got a kiss from the fish wife. The cutscene that follows Link completing Jabba's belly is known as Christ. In the final game, once Link and Ruto teleport back outside, Link is startled when seeing Ruto staring into him. The mdebug file labels the scene action for Ruto leaning as Christ main kiss, hilarious. It's not clear from the cutscene that Ruto is trying to kiss him, but this action may have once been more evident. Hell yeah, brother. The smooch from the fishwife. Zelda leftovers, XXX. Can't have it. Unavailable. Ooh. The fucking Super Guitar Bros cover of Chrono Trigger. God, I love this song so much. Itchy. Oh, there we go. That's better. Hold that up. I'm wearing a wrist brace, by the way. I was pulling up weeds today, and my carpal tunnel started acting up. I forgot the notes. There it is. Alright. LodgeNet Gateway Build Info. LodgeNet was a service predominantly used in North America that allowed hotel guests to play N64 games. I remember watching a video about this. These are so cool. From their rooms. Each game featured on LodgeNet had to follow a list of guidelines to be published to the service. Namely, remove the ability to save and remove multiplayer features. That's weird. As can be seen in this Star Fox 64 video. The Ocarina of Time Gateway version is technically the only released version of Ocarina of Time that has yet to be documented and analyzed. Thanks to build information found in the source listed as Gateway version, it offers insight of what was included in this undocumented build. Here's a function to clear the saves for LodgeNet users. Oh, wow. Just a whole ass series of codes to delete the save data. According to the section, Japanese, ROM header definition temporary, in GNU makefile V, the initialization for the PAL gateway version is NZLL, while the default gateway version is CZLG. In comparison, the codes for the other versions of the final game are CZLJ, Japan, and CZLE, North America, and NZLP for PAL. ROM versions. Okay. That's all for the development of Ocarina section. So let's go all the way up. No, Custodian, all the way up. Come on. You can do it. Okay. Development info, prototype, destructor of the 2D, reviver of the concrete, overdub, circa Space World 97, build half recovered from a development cartridge. Did we see this already? Yeah, I remember this. The dev card in question, I like that. 3D maps, unused textures, hey. Let's see what we got here with these unused textures. Come on. There you go. Oh, that looks really weird. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, so it's the hookshot in the overdump is meant to look more like the Link to the Past one, where it's just like a handle and then you hold on to it, whereas the final one looks more like it's got a little loop handle as opposed to you hold the entire apparatus itself. That's kind of weird. That one just looked goofy as hell. Magnifying glass of truth. Yeah, the lens of truth. Look at how fucking weird that looks. It just looks like a regular eye. Like you hold it up to your face, you're like, what's up, dude? Like you could talk to it. This build's version of the lens of truth has a yellow eyelid, and the lens part is more eye-shaped than the circular lens of the final, yeah. Oh, wow. A scrapped item that was presumably worked into the bomb chute, a landmine. That looks like the fucking blue shell from Mario Kart 64. That's cool as fuck, though. I like that. That looks almost the exact same, except the gem in the center is green, and it's a slightly lighter shade of brown for the final. The murmuring icon's orange colors are more saturated than the final game's icon. Additionally, the gem is green in the prototype, yes. The slingshot, that's interesting. The little wrappy, roundy thingies that go on either side to secure it were replaced by like these red tab-looking things. The fairy slingshot's icon was redrawn. Was it redrawn? It looks the same to me. With the string wrapping around the ends as well as recolored. With the string wrapping around the ends. What are you talking about? They look almost the exact same except for the little bits at the tips. The tip bits. Ooh, I honestly like the green one more, but that's just because I'm not a fan of orange. That do that? Where are you? Oh, I'm right here. We're just gonna move that over. There we go. There we go. We are good to go. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's right. It automatically resizes me. Excuse me. I must readjust myself. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Nope. Up. Alright, yeah, we're good. We got it. We're still good. Alright. But yes, I love the green on this. It's Beautiful. Fairy's bow icon was redrawn slightly, as well as recolored. The grip was green and brown instead of blue and orange. The drawstring was gray instead of white. Oh yeah, it is gray. I like that. And the bow's tips are not red. Oh yeah, I always forget that the tips of the bow are red. Magic arrows have been changed to match, but also there was like 6 of them somehow. Oh, that's weird. And also the icon was turned, and the line's horizontal, and now it's diagonal in the final. That's interesting. Early graphics for the fairy bow with different magic arrows. The green wind, black shadow, and yellow soul spirit arrows were cut from the final game, while the white light arrows were recolored to yellow. The lighting on the early arrows was horizontal, while the final was, has them diagonal, lining up with the arrow shaft. Oh yes. Oh, that's weird. What the fuck? It's almost like you're supposed to put the spiritual stones inside the ocarina. That's interesting. The Ocarina Time icon has what appears to be blue, green, and red buttons in the 3 holes going toward the tip. And there is no metal band wrapped around. Oh, I like this. This is from the Demon Turf OST. Anyway, there's no metal band wrapped around the base of the mouthpiece, yeah. Although for some reason I always thought the mouthpiece was golden. I don't know why. Anyway, this is the mouthpiece. In a 97 interview, Miyamoto stated that the spiritual stones would have been inserted into the ocarina. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, not right now. I love this song, but it's too singy for right now. I'm talking too much. There we go, Ara. Oh, whoa. So the bottles in the final version are a little more fat. The red and blue potions and the green potions are all look almost the exact same, except the bottle's a little wider. The fucking icon for the fairy one looks real weird because they tried to include the wings with it, but they're like, nah, we can't do that. Fish one looks almost the exact same, except the bottle's a little wider. The bottles were redrawn to be slightly bigger. The fairy is white with small wings, whereas the final version is a glowing pink ball. Hey, the chicken egg, the cuckoo egg. At this point in development, the player could buy chicken eggs that would be eaten to restore health. That's weird. Or hatched. The final version limits the kinds of eggs to just 2, both event items. There does not seem to be an icon for the hatched chicken/cuckoo. The chicken egg is much smaller than the final eggs and does not have a nest. What the fuck is that? Horse grass? In this build, the player used a special whistle made of horse grass to oh my god, they reused it for Twilight Princess. That's so funny. To summon Epona, a concept later used in Twilight Princess. The final game replaces this with Epona's song. That's so sick. Wow, I didn't realize that went back so far. That's fascinating. Holy shit, dude, they've been holding on. They had been holding on to that for quite a while. Since 97 into 2005, I think. So 7, 8, 9, 2000, 2001. They held on to that for 8 years. Never let your unused ideas go in the trash. You might need them later. Who knows? You know? It just goes to show you. That's fucking awesome. Ooh, the different swords. The Kokiri. I like the early Kokiri sword better. Maybe keep the crossguard from the final version and put it on the original version, and bam, you're golden. Perfect. The Master Sword looks a little more bulky. This looks a little more three-dimensional than this just looks flat. The handle's a little more purple in the final, whereas the pommel is a little more purple than the final. That's interesting. It's almost like they swapped their color palettes a little bit. Also, all these sprites are a little more detailed than the final version. They may have had to do that to save a little bit of memory, who knows. The Kokirian Master Sword icons went through a revision before the final game. Surprisingly, the Big Goron Sword / Giant's Knife icon is already finalized at this point. Yeah, I thought they looked the exact same. That's interesting. Ooh, shields. Deku's shield looks the same. The Hylian shield looks a little bit different. It's less rounded, and the point at the top is not there. This ones are the exact same. The early Deku shield icon is more saturated. Is it? It looks about the same to me, but man, it's just me. Oh, I see it on my new monitor. Yeah, is a deeper red on the early Deku shield, which I would have preferred, honestly. While the early Hylian shield icon is blockier, yep, the shading drop shadow and the area around the star on the mirror shield were slightly cleaned up. Yeah, I see it. It's like a little... They took out 2 of the white pixels right there, and then... Bam, there you go. Boots! Oh, look at those silly-looking normal boots. Honestly, I like these designs way more. These designs are way more fun. So much more fun. The early boots have a more cartoony looking design, yep. Further, the iron boots are literal iron boots, whereas the final version only the toes are covered in iron. That's not correct. It is the toes, the foot pads, and the heel that are covered in iron, not just the toes. Bracelets? Oh, they turned the bracelets into gauntlets. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded the bracelets. That would have been cute to see. I like that silver and blue look they got going on. It's very cute. Silver and golden gauntlets for bracelets in this build. Yeah, there is no early version of the Goron bracelet due to the item not existing at this point. Instead, the player simply needed Darunia's permission to pick up the bomb flowers. That's very funny. Say, what the hell you think you're doing? You ain't gonna pick up them bomb flowers on my watch, non-brother. Forgot I need to open my Red Bull. Went with my go-to strawberry apricot, the Capri Sun Red Bull. That's some good shit right there. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. The early arrows. Quivers, that's the term, quiver. Never did get the golden one in any of my playthroughs because that Gerudo Desert Target Challenge is a bitch. Bitch and a half, man. It's fucking awful. Hate it. All my homies hate it. Let me check my... Oh, that's strange. Let's take that down just a hair. Man, that's real fucking weird like that. Payback is a bitch. There we go, that's better. VideoTube Mini. Folks love it. Great stuff right there. Okay. I actually really like that they had the big blocky numbers that made it easier to see stuff. And the color coordination. I like the color coordination better than the bronze, silver, and gold. That seems too... It feels so basic, bitch. But that may just be me. Ooh, Omori, Golden Vengeance, I guess. Oh, same for the bomb bags. Those look so much more pretty than the fucking boring-ass brown. And the only difference is like a little gold ring on there around the top. But again, that may have just been to save space. I don't know. Early designs of the bomb bag and its upgrades. Similarly to the quivers, the maximum capacity is displayed as part of each icon. And the upgrades double capacity rather than the final's 20, 30, 40. Would have loved to hold 64 bombs. Yeah, the early wallets. Oh, bro, this is so cool. I love these. These fucking, like, cartoony purse wallets. They're so fucking doofy, and I love them. Some great shit right there. Early wallet designs again displaying their maximum capacity. Notably, the adult's wallet and giant's wallet could hold far more at this point, whereas in the final game they hold a mere 200 and 500 rupees respectively. I mean, granted, if you know what you're doing, you're not really gonna buy much of anything in that game. I never did, except maybe like near the end whenever I bought some blue potions or something. Oh well. Ooh, the warp songs. Music note graphics for the warp songs. I guess those must have been different or something? Well, for some reason it doesn't show the other picture. Yeah, it didn't. And they must have gotten rid of it for some reason. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not gonna lie, while I do love the final versions of the spiritual stones way more, I like the earlier ones just as much, because these are music notations, if I'm correct. I don't know if this one is music notation per se, but that one is, and that's a sharp note symbol. I don't remember what this one is, but yeah, this one I'm the least sure about. But yeah, these two are definitely music notation symbols. And the fact that they used to be put in the Ocarina initially, that makes a lot of sense. Also, this is a fucking meme song now, which is kind of sad because I love the song. Anybody can find love except you by H.K. Mori. Love that song. Shit rips. Anyway, early icons for the spiritual stones. Their designs differ significantly from the final versions, resembling music notation. I called it. Specifically, natural, flat, and sharp. That's what it is. Natural, flat, and sharp. Accidentals. Likely meant for the Ocarina of Time, as in this version they would have been inserted into it. Bam! I fucking called it. I just could not remember what any of them were called except for the sharp. So that's the flat, and that's the natural. Okay. Big natural. Anyway. Ooh, I like that black one more than the purple, but I love both purple and black, so can't complain too much. But I can complain. It is interesting that they changed the spirit from purely white to just yellow. And then the spirit temple was like more orangey when it was yellow initially. Motherfucker went from piss to amber. Right. Early icons for the medallions. Their designs are the same as the final version, but the spirit, shadow, and light medallions have different colors. These colors correspond with the 6 magic arrow types, 3 of which are unused in the final game, as well as the 6 colored keys see below. These icons are larger than the final game icons, as they were originally C button items used to cast spells, while the final versions appear only on the quest status subscreen. I would have loved to be able to cast spells with this. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is this? An unknown blue icon, possibly a placeholder for something else in quest status. Oh, okay. Quest status medallions. Oh, that's weird. They look like buttons. No explanation. Different map screen, I guess. Dungeon map. Does the dungeon map really look like that? I didn't realize it had that much color on it. Oh, that's a very funny look for the original dungeon map. What the fuck? Oh wow, that's weird. It's like someone. If you look at this backwards, it's like someone took the blue. It's like the blue on the outside is like a peel or something, and you just peel off the outside to reveal the silver underneath. That's the first thing I thought of. Yo, the key icons. Oh, these look like fucking RuneScape items. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. I love that. 6 keys, whose colors match up perfectly to those of the medallions, suggesting that each temple once used a unique key icon. Notably, there is a key corresponding to the light medallion, rare evidence for a possible light temple. Oh, there was absolutely a light temple. Like, the evidence is everywhere for it, and this is a big piece of it. It's not clear whether these represented small keys or boss keys, but it's a neat idea all the same. Absolutely it is. Oh wow, that's weird. That's how I remember the hearts being, and that's how they actually work. Select item, equipment, field map, dungeon map, collect item, and reset. Ooh, quest status. Honestly, I kind of like the silver look better than the brown look, personally. Hell yeah. Good old Johari. Deus by Johari. A type of icon or item that would be part of quest status. The final version was the Triforce as part of the quest status screen submenu graphic render. Okay, let's skip this one. I love this song, but again, I'm talking too much. Oh yeah. Heart pieces. Oh, what the fuck? How many would there have been? 8? Oh my god, you would have had to have collected 8 heart pieces to get a new heart. That's fucking bonkers, bro. What the fuck? I would not have done that. I would not have, like, done any attempt to intentionally get more heart pieces. That's just fucking... Woo, that's a lot of work. Not a fan of that one at all. Ooh boy. Nope, pieces of heart from the quest status screen. In-game text further confirms that 8 pieces were needed to make a heart container in this build. A marked departure from the 4-piece requirement previously seen in A Link to the Past. Link's Awaken and... What the fuck is this? Inishi no Sekiban. What be this? Oh, BS, The Legend of... Yeah, BS, Zelda no Densetsu. Inishi no Sekiban. Oh, yeah. The Stone Tap, that's right. BS stands for broadcast, by the way. Not bullshit. That's fucking rad. Anyway. They were probably thinking about doing a lot of side quests for this game. Yeah, probably. Twilight Princess would later require 5 pieces to make a heart container, which is still an outlier for the series, but not as insane as needing 8, exactly. Ooh, the equipment screen, that looks neat. Ooh! Oh, those look beautiful! What the fuck? Those are so pretty! That's fucking awesome! Those are gorgeous. Sword, shield, clothes, boots. And the medals go right here. Oh, man! That would have been fucking sweet! Labels to describe menu items and screens. Pre-rendered images of... Oh, that's what Link would have looked like... That's what Link looked like during the, during development. Honestly, I love that look. The lighter shade of green is very nice. Very rich, if that's the right word to use. Oh boy. Starting to get the cramps, the diarrhea crampies. Not a fan. Don't like it. Especially for the fact that this is going to be a shorter stream this evening. I'm going to try to avoid having to take a bathroom break so I don't have to, like, cut an already short stream even shorter. For the fuck's sake, man. Alright. Pre-rendered images of Link as an adult and child. They served as placeholders for Link on the equipment screen until a copy buffer had been added. They look nice. I like them. They look a little action figure-y, but aside from that, they look nice. Map screen, yeah. Perhaps the label would be changed depending on where it is. Maybe. Oh, yo. Overdump image. Oh, that's interesting. They already had the basic layout of the field, of Hyrule Field and whatnot in mind. Well, hello there, Captain Blue Hawk. Welcome. You're just in time for me to be looking at some development images from Ocarina of Time. This would have been what the world map used to look like during development. Hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful. Have you not heard my voice before? I feel like you had before. I don't remember, but still, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. What are you whatting about? Hello, beautiful voice. Like, I feel like you said that in a very... Dude, I make the same comment. I made the same comment like you did? Fucking Jesus. My memory is awful. Wait, it said this is the first time you're in my chat. Unless OBS is just lying to me. I made the same comment last time. I don't know. That's weird. First time chatter. That's really weird. My memory's awful. I apologize. Oh, but yes, we're looking at an early version of the world map from Ocarina of Time, and based on this like super early low res image, it looks like they had the basic layout kind of for the most part down pat. You had the lake down here in the south. You had the desert off over into the east. West, not east. I'm a history graduate, not a geography graduate. There's Hyrule Castle in the center. Romani Ranch is not there, but there is this little sort of outcropping thing right here, which may have been that. We need to enhance this. We really do, but I don't know how. And other than just zooming in. Oh yeah, how's that for an enhancement? There you go. I'm in Hyrule Field now. Let's see. Oh wait. Well, there's the Zora River, I think, where you'd meet the Zoras, maybe. Oh wait, hold on. This map is way different than I remember, or maybe this map isn't as close as I thought it would be. There's the Space World 97 kiosk, which, based on how terrible that image is, it looks almost the same. Where's the Jack in the Box? What are you talking about, Blue? I'm so confused. Am I supposed to know what the Jack in the Box that you're talking about? Okay, yeah, so I was right. That's the Zora River that you go up. And then they added in the Romani Ranch. Oh, come on! Thank you! What, you know, like, oh, you meant the fucking, you meant the fast food place. I've always wanted to try Jack in the Box. I've never had Jack in the Box. I don't know if they're on the East Coast. I do not know if they're on the East Coast or not, but thank you so fucking much for the tier 1 sub. The first sub I ever got. my first subby wubby. But are they in Hyrule? I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like a medieval version of Jack in the Box. Fucking Bokoblin in the Box. You are technically hashtag first. You are the hashtag first. Ugh. Thank you for however much it costs. I don't actually know. I think I looked at it like once, and I'm like, well, that'll be a while. I don't have to look at it right now. Oh my god. So, yeah, there's the early Zora's River right there. A river runs through it. Yeah, shove it, Twitch users! You mean the Twitch users that aren't in here? It's usually very quiet in here on Thursdays. Well, specifically on reading days, it's very quiet. As in, no one's in chat, so I just kind of talk to the VOD watchers. So I appreciate you being here. So so Hyrule Castle is definitely smaller in the final game. You're building it. They will come. Yes. I hope they do. Oh yeah, I forgot to announce. I announced it in my server, but I didn't want to announce it in anyone else's because that seems kind of rude. I don't actually know if it is, but I put in my application to VShojo a couple of days ago. I think I put the application in on Tuesday. I don't expect anything to come of it, but hey, I may as well put my foot there in the door. Is that the door? I don't think the application's the door. I think once you actually get in is the door. I'm thinking too much about the analogy. The point is I applied to VShojo. I love feet indoors. Sorry, that's my alarm. I'm doing laundry at the same time, but I will get it done. I will finish it up when I finish the stream. It's just the dryer, so it'll be fine for a little while. I love feet indoors. Indoors. Take it away, Penny! Sorry. Every time I see indoors, I think of two things. One is the indoor song from SpongeBob, and two is, it's a beautiful day to stay inside. Boom, 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 do, 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 do. Fucking love Bo Burnham. I still need to do another fucking karaoke stream. It's been forever. It's been like 3 months. I need to do one. Should I go ahead and call it for next week and be like, it's gonna be next week, goddammit. Next week. I still need to practice some of the songs, though. Some of them I'm not that confident with, but I love them all the same. Yes, only if you grunt again next week. I'm sorry, what? Only if you grunt again next week? When did I grunt and didn't realize it? That probably happens. I'm just like, ugh, and I'm like, what was that? What happened? Oh, I didn't even realize, like, well, yeah, just now because you mentioned that I grunted before, but I didn't realize I grunted, and so I'm just like, ugh, as like an example. Oh, here we go. This beautiful work of cartography was only previously seen through a tiny photo from a booth at Space World 97. Like a half-orc barbarian. Oh, that'd be funny. Speaking of half things, I really need to update my model so that it's more obvious that I'm two people fused together. Because while I do have 2 sets of ears, I need to give myself 2 sets of eyes. Maybe not. I don't think I should do 2 noses per se, but definitely 2 sets of eyes and 2 sets of ears for sure. Just thinking out loud for ideas. Because both sides of the characters that have been fused together come out in my personality just naturally. It helps, because the 2 characters that were fused together were 2 OCs that I've had for over a decade that represent different aspects of my actual personality and who I wish I was. So bam. Fusion Ha. It's Jeff Goldblum's The Fly by way of Steven Universe. That's the way I like to elevator pitch it. The upper portion of the map reads, Hyrule was a land of fabulous palaces and magic, while the bottom right appears to say it was also a troubled land, and the divisions of light and dark were tearing it apart, Lisa. Both sentences originate from A Link to the Past Player's Guide. Oh, cool. Dungeons. Dungeon rings. Dungeons. Fairy Deku Tree? Whoa. Called Inside the Great Deku Tree in Japanese and Inside the Deku Tree in English in the final version. Oh, these are just all names for the dungeons. Okay. It's pretty neat. Oh my god, how long is this fucking... Jesus, 13 minutes for Metaphor 1 by observers. We're just gonna skip that one. Oh, hell yeah, Blut aus Nord. Some good shit right here. Alright. Special course. It's the name of Gerudo's training ground from in the Space World 97 demo. Okay. Forest Temple, Fire Temple, Water Temple. What the fuck? Statue of the evil god Din. Oh, that's interesting. This dungeon was renamed to Spirit Temple. Oh, okay. In the final game, the area outside the temple is called Giant Evil God Statue. Wow. In Japanese and Desert Colossus in English. You know, I never really put it together that the area called Desert Colossus was called that because of the giant fucking statue that's in that area, and I never put that together. I'm just like, what? I mean, yeah, I guess it's a pretty big area, but I don't think it's that. The fucking dumbass was just like, what's Colossal about? Like I said, I never put it together that there's a fucking giant statue that is the temple. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you. Certainly the most interesting of the early dungeon titles, this suggests that the Desert Colossus was originally conceived as representing Din. That would have been cool. A connection between the Gerudo and Din is additionally suggested by textures from this build's version of Gerudo Valley. Ooh. Skip that one too. Ooh, there we go. Instrumental, I think. Should be. Yes. Alright, good. It is. Okay, let's see. Shadow Temple. The position of the title in relation to the other dungeon title textures may imply that this was intended to be the last dungeon to be completed in the game. I think it meant like the last dungeon that they built, which is consistent with other internal and external file ordering. The file name shows the Shadow and Spirit Temples to be completed in either order, but the Shadow Temple comes first in Sheik's Legend of the Temples. Oh, that's weird. Ganon's Tower. In the final game, Ganon's Tower is part of a larger dungeon that uses the title texture that my head is blocking. Ganon's Castle interior in Japanese and inside Ganon's Castle in English. There is no texture for the tower itself, though the dungeon is referred to as Ganon's Tower by Rauru and in the final script. I always thought Rauru's name was very weird. It's like he's a Japanese dog, just like Rauru. It's like it's like his name is someone trying to be a dog. Rauru. But they're trying to be like a weirdly seductive, like the fucking or whatever the fuck that some of those VTubers do. Like fucking Chibidoku's just like oh, she cracks me up. There's like an old I really like that gray texture way more than the final game. But I'm thank you very much for the gifted sub. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you so much, Hawk. Blue. Hawk that is Blue Hawk. I'm stumbling. Speaking of which, I haven't rated Keeks in a while because each time I end my stream, everyone's already left. And they don't have enough viewers to, like, actually raid her. It's just bad timing a lot of the time. Pause menu text. Starting at offset that are a series of IA8 textures below are transitions of each name. What? I guess these are just the names of the things in the pause menu. Okay. Magnifying Glass of Truth renamed. Honestly, I kind of wish they kept it as Magnifying Lens of Truth. Or Magnifying Glass of Truth, just for the bit. Because there's something really funny about how much of a fucking mouthful that is. Hey, I have the Magnifying Lens of Truth. It's not magnifying lens. The magnifying glass of truth. Hawk, I swear. How fucking wait, no, D. D, did you just subscribe to me? Wait, I'm very confused. It said D subscribed to me, but it said you gifted me a tier 1 to D. This is harder when you're not in here. What are you talking about? I'm so confused. I'm very grateful, but I'm very confused. I'm very confused. Oh man. Specific gifting. Oh, okay. Specific gifting, apparently, yeah. Ah, good old Machine Girl and their weird ass sound. Thought it wasn't supposed to be an okay. That's okay. It felt like a really funny bit, at least. So there's that. But yeah, thank you so fucking much. And did I guess that right? You, Blue Hawk, gifted me tier 1 subs for Keeks and D, and not the fact that D and Keeks subbed to me, because that would have been weird. What do you mean maybe? You know, you are in charge of this. How do you not know? I'm so confused, man. I don't know if I'm supposed to just keep streaming or keep thanking you. What's the etiquette here? I'm new. I'm new to this. Oh yeah, the horse reed pipe. Come on, dude. Gifted a tier 1 sub to Banana Bee. They've given 3. Oh my god, bro. You absolute generous monster. Ah! How dare. How dare. Oh my god, thank you so fucking much. What the fuck? I don't know why that goes off twice. Ugh. But yeah, something I learned earlier before you got in here, Hawk, is that before you learn, the ability to learn Epona's song in Ocarina of Time, it was originally planned to have Link have a specific item called a horse reed pipe, where he would blow into it to summon Epona, and this idea was later used. God damn it! I have to finish the sentence. It was later used in Twilight Princess to like blow the reeds that is Epona's song. Good lord, man! Why? Why? Oh my god, you are gifting me so many subs to like fucking amazing people. What's your fucking problem? Oh my god, the realm represents Big McThankies from McSpankies, Captain. I'm also surprised that you're here at all, but I'm very grateful that you're here. Because if I'm not mistaken, like three of them in a row went live this evening. Maybe I don't. I saw the notification, but I already forgot because I was prepping for stream. But like, thank you, thank you so much. Wow. Let's see, chicken. Oh yeah, it was originally just gonna be a chicken egg, and not the chicken with the nest. Ice medallion renamed. Yep. Ice and wind were renamed to water and forest. The empty bottle was just labeled as empty. Potion seller. Released Japanese versions as the katakana of that. The wind medallion. The knife. I'll rename the Kokiri sword. That's not a knife. Normal tunic, also known as Kokiri tunic. Yeah. big quiver. That's a lot of them. Holy shit. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, these text boxes. Oh my god, these text boxes. These scream Microsoft Word 1997. I love these. I honestly love these. If I could figure out a way to make these transparent, I would honestly make at least one of these my fucking chat box. Just for the bit. Just for the fucking bit. And you best believe I would turn it seafoam green. How big are these, though? They can't be... Oh my god, they're fucking tiny as hell. What the fuck, dude? They look like a pill. Just imagine, like, stretching this to the size of a regular chat box. And be like, yo, what up, chat? You're now in a 1997 era N64 chat box. How do you feel? I like this one the most. It reminds me of the fucking Rugrats title card. The thing that's like... Bring, ba ba, boom, boo, doo, doo, doo. I could see this unraveling in the episode. Ba ba. Some good shit right there. Love that jankiness. Love the jank. That looks like a wooden sign panel. Okay. Mini-map. Oh, that's weird. Oh, cool. Old mini-maps. They were much more detailed. Wow. The map here matches the geography of the much older version of Hyrule Field. Let me zoom that in just a wee bit. Get in there. There we go. Also found in the overdump, which was a big leak that happened, I think, in 2020. Interestingly, the placement of Hyrule Castle is marked white. The whole map's in black and white. You can't tell, but nothing else behind the gate where Castle Town would be is. What? I feel like that person needs to retype that sentence, or my dyslexia is acting the fuck up. Interestingly, comma, the placement of Hyrule Castle is marked white, comma, but nothing else behind the gate, comma, where Castle Town would be, comma, is. Okay, so that's not my dyslexia. This is just typed really weirdly. Actually, you can't even see it because my head's in the way. Here, hold on. Let me zoom in and... See, look. Where Castletown would be is. Oh, that's some weird formatting right there. Now, it's only in recent years where I've started to slowly realize that I have some mild form of dyslexia. That I realize how important punctuation and grammar is. Oh my god, the people who type big ass paragraphs with no punctuation, it's like trying to decipher hieroglyphics. Now granted, some people don't like typing and they prefer just to use voice to text, which I get it. I do, but it doesn't make it easier to read. Oh boy, alright. Kokiri Forest, that seems much smaller than the final game. I don't know. But to know. The layout looks very similar to the Kokiri Forest map seen in the overdump. Despite this, there is no detail to indicate that the Deku Tree's presence instead... Oh my god. Despite this, there is no detail to indicate the Deku Tree's presence. Period should have been there. Instead, comma, it shows what looks more like water. Jesus. I wonder if I could become an editor for this fucking website. Good lord. Whew, boy. I mean, if they paid me, I wouldn't mind doing that for a job. Why not? More Hyrule Field images. Death Mountain Trail that looks like a big old long spermy. Or an alien with a very long neck. See, there's the body with the arms, and there's the knees that are bending, and then there's the neck, and then the head. Kind of like the Eraserhead baby, which I never have seen that movie, but I've seen bits and pieces of it. Inside the Deku Tree. Why are these in black and white? That's so strange. We're gonna skip this. It's a little too quiet. Oh hell yeah, Garode. Garode? I don't know. I never know how to pronounce his name. Dodong's Cavern. This is so. I almost never look at the mini map whenever I play Ocarina of Time, so I don't really know what to compare this to. Gerudo's training. Oh, that's definitely the maze that is the inside the Deku Tree Fortress. Well, that was fucking cool. And we have reached the 1 hour mark, which means the ad should be popping up any moment. So, whenever y'all are ready, not whenever y'all are ready, but like, just a heads up, it's about to get very ad heavy in a moment. Scenario. One of the biggest finds from the Ocarina of Time build was the text, comprising both both things that got used in the Space World 97 demo and a lot more. I love this fucking artwork. What the fuck? This looks gorgeous. I'm saving this. That's gonna be a phone background. Are you kidding me with that? That is gorgeous. In fact, this might be the thumbnail. This might be the thumbnail right here. Let me just... Alright, we got it. That's the thumbnail. Oh yeah, Wikia finds. Absolutely. There's the ad break. Good evening, VOD watchers, or anyone who happens to be... I don't know if you get ads if you're in sub mode or not. We'll see, but... Welcome to another edition of Ikainu Rambles About Shit. Oh god, for approximately 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And I went to grab the stack of magic cards that I had. They were the print error stack that from a pack that I pulled, and they are just I hit the back of my laptop screen and they just fell right out of my fucking hands, and that's very frustrating. No ads cause I'm bad? Hell yeah, brother! You get to hear me ramble then. But yeah, I opened a pack of magic cards about a month or two ago and discovered that they had printing errors on every single one of them. And it is hilarious. And if my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm reaching down to the floor to get the cards. They basically all have some form of misalignment. I don't know how familiar y'all are with how cards get printed, but there's like a little square where they align and then they cut it in that specific spot. And if it's off just a little bit, hey, I gotta hop away for hell diving. Have a great stream. Hey man, thank you so much for all the subs and the gifted subs. Holy shit, very appreciative. Enjoy Helldivers though. But yeah, the pack that I had opened had a misaligned cards from the print lining thing. They line it up in a certain way and then they chop it or whatever the fuck. But these, oh boy, these. In fact, one of them is so poorly aligned that you can see the very edge of the guide little thing that's supposed to help, that's supposed to prevent it from doing what it did. And because it got misaligned, the text on the card got misaligned as well, because it's almost, I think they go over it once and then they go over it again. The first go over is like just millimeters off from the initial go over because this looks straight up blurry. It's so fucking funny. Alright, anyway. Oh boy. We're gonna skip that one. Nah. Oh fuck yeah, dude. Sega Sound System's Sonic Heroes Frog Forest. We love it. Alright. Together with other assets that have been recovered, they suggest many major and minor differences in the game's story and event sequences. Kokiri Forest. At the beginning of the game, Link is told that today is Fairy Inheritance Day. Well, I'm trying to... Fucking... There we go. Fairy Inheritance Day. A ceremony in which the Deku Tree bestows a fairy companion to each member of the Kokiri tribe. The path to the Deku Tree is a maze with moblins, so Link must first obtain the Kokiri Sword and Deku Shield, neither of which are sold at the village's shop. Upon meeting the Deku Tree, Link is told that he must go inside the tree to obtain his own fairy. He then discovers that the tree's fairies, including Navi, have each been trapped by a curse. I like this story. After rescuing the fairies, the Deku Tree teaches Link of his, quote, destiny, the history of Hyrule, and a wicked man of the desert on horseback. The Deku Tree dies after giving Link the Kokiri's Jade. Which he is meant to show to the Princess of Destiny in Hyrule Castle, meeting Zeruda. Link's arrival in a dream... No. Oh my god, I started in the wrong spot. Upon first encountering Zelda, she explains that the goddess Nairu told her about Link's arrival in a dream, and that together they would open the door of time, and save Hyrule. After he confirms he has the Kokiri's Jade... Damn it. There we go. After he confirms he has the Kokiri's Jade, she tells a story handed down by Hyrule's royal family. Din, Nairu, and Farore, the goddesses who created Hyrule, hid the Triforce, a golden triangle with all-encompassing powers, somewhere in the world. Because the Triforce grants power to the first person who reaches it, but cannot distinguish between good wishes and bad ones, the Temple of Time was built by the ancient sages to protect the Triforce in the sacred realm, the land of the gods. The implements to open the temple were then divided. The Ocarina of Time was given to the royal family, while the spiritual stones were held by the leaders of the Kokiri, Gorons, and Zoras. Zelda does not give a location for the final implement. The Master Sword, suggesting that she does not know where it is. Her story finished, Zelda tasks Link with obtaining the other spiritual stones. Where are you? Other spiritual stones. Where are I? From Death Mountain in Zora's hidden domain, giving him a letter authorizing the Hylian guards blocking the paths to give him access. Meanwhile, she will head to the Royal Library to do research on how to enter the Temple of Time. Dude, that's so cool. Zelda's a little more active in this. She sneaks off to the... Also, there's no mention of a library in the final game either. That's interesting. Death Mountain. The text indicates that the player can go to either Death Mountain or Zora's River at this point. We've opted to follow the same order as in the final game, which is also how the text is arranged in this build. Further, while this build's version of Death Mountain Trail has what would be the entrance to Goron City carved out, Goron City itself seems to be absent. Link visits the Goron City shopkeeper, who tells him that the bombs on display are faked due to a lack of bomb shipments. That's very funny. And asks Link if he could tell Big Brother about it. He agrees and meets Darunia, the chief of the Gorons, who already knows about the lack of bombs and explains why. Dodongo's cavern is blocked off by a giant rock. I fucking almost said giant cock, keeping the Gorons from getting to the bomb flowers inside. He then gives Link permission to use the last bomb flower to open the entrance to the cavern. While talking to the other Gorons, Link learns that Gorons break apart rocks to eat them, and that bombs, quote, are the best way to break them apart. With bomb bags used to keep bombs plucked from the flowers on hand without their exploding. That's interesting. They've tried to have bombs delivered from the village to get rid of the boulder, only for them to keep blowing up on the way. If the boulder isn't removed soon, there will be a trouble for everyone in this city. Not just the shop. That's fascinating. After opening the cavern and defeating the boss, Darunia congratulates Link before pondering why the Dodongos, which were, quote, supposed to be extinct, were present in the cavern in such large numbers. Not to mention the cavern's entrance being sealed off. He then mentions that the problems only started after quote, that Gerudo thief riding a black horse came there. Darunia makes Link an honorary member of the Goron tribe, and in lieu of the customary drink, presumably due to Link's age, gives him the Goron Ruby. It's interesting. The story seems to be more fleshed out in this early version, which is ironic. Zora's Domain. At some point, Link finds a bottle containing a letter written by Rudo, asking for help due to being trapped inside Jabu Jabu's belly. So very much like the final game. King Zora explains that Princess Rudo left to feed Lord Jabu Jabu, but has yet to return. After being told about the letter, he is in disbelief that she could be inside Jabu Jabu, as he is the guardian of the Zoras, and as such, quote, would never eat the princess, quote, unquote. Though he does note that Jabu Jabu has been acting very strange, yep, so that's like in the final, following a visit by the Ganondorf man, that's funny. He gives Link permission to visit Jabu Jabu, as well as stay at Zora Prince Hotel, that's new. Or rather cut, I should say. Which normally only allows Zora's, and asks Link to bring Rudo back. While there is some Rudo dialogue for inside Jabu Jabu's belly, the ROM only contains a single generic and exitless room. After rescuing Rudo and saving Jabu Jabu, she gives Link the Zora's Sapphire. Okay. Would have liked to read about them smooching, but hey, we can't all be winners. Motherfucker gifted me 4 subs, but they're for still. Oh my god, you fucking monster. Oh, that was so sweet of him. The nightmare comes true. As Link approaches the entrance to Hyrule Castletown, having gathered the spiritual stones, the nightmare he had plays out in front of him. The drawbridge lowers, and a white horse gallops out with Zelda and a Sheikah, likely Impa, on it. Zelda throws the Ocarina of Time in Link's direction as the horse goes off into the distance, so it never specifies that it fell into the river. Link turns around to see a much larger black horse with an imposing figure on top. The man, angry about Zelda getting away, demands Link tell him which way the horse went. Regardless of Link's answer, the man declares that the world will soon belong to him, the Gerudo King of Thieves, Ganondorf. Okay, so he doesn't actually shoot Link with a fucking wizard blast in this version. Shame, really. Temple of Time. Presumably after Link obtains all 3 spiritual stones, he encounters a badly wounded, if not dead, person holding a letter written by Zelda. That guy is in the final game, but he does not give Link the letter. The letter includes instructions on how to enter the Temple of Time, as well as teaching Link the skill to read, quote, ancient sheet music. That's very funny. I would have loved to, if this was in like a novel form, I would have loved to read this. The Prelude of Light, which Link learns from the inscription on the stone altar outside the temple, is used to enter the temple. Inside is a place where the spiritual stones must be bestowed, which opens the door of time. Behind that door is the Master Sword. Time skip. Link awakens to a voice who introduces itself as the spirit of the ancient sage who built the Temple of Time. Ooh. The voice explains that Link is in the Chamber of Sages, a place connected to all of time where the spirits of all sages go. As it turned out, Link was too young to fulfill his destiny, resulting in the Master Sword, the key to the Sacred Realm, opting to seal his spirit away until he was, quote, of adequate age to do battle, and apparently 17 is old enough. Over the next 7 years, Ganondorf invaded the Sacred Realm and obtained the Triforce, becoming the Demon King and ruler of Hyrule. Link, now grown up, is sent back to Hyrule by... where are you? I lost my place. By the ancient sage, who tasks him to find the sage's descendants, the 6 sages of Hyrule, as well as the Arch-Sage. That's weird. Arch-Sage Zelda. Crazy. What is this? Oh, the late 97 Overdome scenario. Side note. Okay. Upon returning to the Temple of Time, the spiritual stones lose their sheen. Their powerlessness closes the door of time and prevents the player from accessing the Sword Chamber. Adult Era. I think we're going to end up ending the stream with this. I don't know yet. We'll see. Unfortunately, the text in this build contains very little related to the story events following the Sword Chamber's closing. What is present indicates that Link would learn the Minuet of Wind, Bolero of Fire, Waltz of Water, Gospel of Spirit, hilarious, Etude of Shadow, and obtain the Fire, Ice, Wind, Spirit, Light, and Shadow medallions. However, only the Fire, Forest, and Water temples are actually present in this build, and there is no dialogue from the sages themselves. One NPC line clearly meant for the child era mentions a shop/game quote for adults, weird, telling Link to come back when he's older, then you'll be able to play it, quote unquote. No related text directed at adult Link seems to be present. While it's not entirely clear where the Fire and Forest temples would be located, one NPC mentions that the Water Temple is, quote, supposedly at the bottom of Lake Hylia. The Fire Temple maps have no prison cells, suggesting that the Gorons were not held captive in this version of the story, further supported by there being no dialogue for rescued Gorons. Okay, so that was a later addition. Textures for the pause menu indicate that the 6 sages were Saria, Darunia, Ruto, Naburu, Mido, and Rauru. Oh my god, dude, fucking Mido, dude. All my homies hate Mido. Oh man. Saria, Darunia, Ruto, Naburu, Mido. Why is Mido there? Saria's for the forest, Darunia's for the fire mountain, Ruto's for the water, Naburu is the spirit, and Rauru is the light. I don't know, that's weird. Link would give... Who would give Link the wind, fire, ice, spirit... Oh, respectively. So, Saria is wind, Darunia is fire, Ruto is ice, Naburu is spirit, Mido is shadow. That's so funny. So instead of Impa, it was Mido. That's real fucking weird. And Rauru would give the light ones. Oh yeah, duh, shadow. The last lines of text in the ROM are... Okay, I'm making sure I didn't accidentally mute my microphone. That has happened before. The last lines of text in the ROM are the strings used for the Space World 97 demo, which are preceded by the string mentioning that the door to the sword chamber won't open. Cool. References... Never mind. Okay, we still got some time. That was cool as fuck, dude. I love that. And we got some 3D maps. A lot of early stuff in here, some of which was seen in pre-release screenshots and footage. Let's fucking do it, man. Fuck yeah. Please load. Oh, I can see you doing something down there. What you doing? Come on now. What's the hold up? There, bud. There we go. Actually, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this. There. One less tab to worry about. Ah, you little bastard. There we go. Alrighty. Whew, that's a lot of shit. Alright. There's no images. Why won't this load? None of these will load for some reason. Why is that? Are these even able to load? Oh! Hello? Okay, let me refresh. See if that'll work. Proto Zoo full of aminals. Ooh, I like this. Illusion of Gaia, it looks like. Yeah. David Riley, the lead singer of God Lives Under. Whoa, cool. Whoa. First dungeon. As the name implies, it's perhaps the first dungeon area the developers ever designed. It looks like an earlier form of Ganon's Tower. This dungeon was also present in the IQ leak without its collision data. The offsets in the room F0X included. For the scene, its rooms are in the table below. I like this though. These are cool. Oh yeah, this is the early version of the temple. Wait a second, we've already seen these. Boo, we've already seen, fuck, man, we've already seen these. I've definitely already looked at these, absolutely I have. Okay, well. Let's see, this one, not so much, I don't think. Yeah, this is early Dodong's Cavern. Alright, we're gonna skip on down the road. See if there's anything else that we can, because I specifically remember finding a really cool looking early Kokiri forest as well. That one looks familiar. That one kind of looks familiar as well. I do like it though, it's very nice looking. Yep, there's the pit, there's the tube with the pit. Alright, yep. This one I recognize because of the beams and the lighting in the window. Oops, wrong way. Ooh, that one looks new. I don't think it is, though. Still, I love the atmosphere in that room. With the red carpet and the fucking pillars, that's gorgeous. Another testing room where, in pre-release screenshots, Stalfos could be found. Realm offsets for the scene and room are that. Another test room. It looks like there was, if that's water, it looks like it may have been used to test the water physics. Testing room featuring some land masses and a body of water, along with plenty of ladders to climb. Okay. Hey, Smooth McGroove. Ooh. That actually looks kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. That be looking a little creep. A little creep. Little creepy. I would have loved to explore this as a kid. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's creepy. I don't know what it is. There's just something really creepy about that. There's a doorway down there too. What's the description of this? The scene features what appears to be an early design for the central chamber of the Deku Tree. The full Deku Tree dungeon scene, documented later on, features the evolution of this room. There are no actors or objects in this room. That looks so I love this. It's simple and yet creepy. I'm saving that. That looks fucking rad, dude. Oh, the Scooby-Doo ones, yeah. There's the early, that's the Goma boss room. Yeah, single room scene features an early rendition of Goma's lair, yeah. Unlike the one found in the Deku Tree scene in this room, the entrance is a plain rectangle. The ceiling isn't red. Yeah. Depth test. Used to test the aspects of, 3D graphics. Position where all 9 squares are roughly the same appearance size from a larger 3x3 rectangular grid. Oh, that's weird. Hey, the shop. Hyrule Market. Oh, I like that one. That's a very beautiful map painting right there. Yeah, I guess it would have just been a top-down view, which I don't think there are any... No, there are a few top-down views in Ocarina of Time. They're just so few and far between that we never really see them. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's the early Hyrule field. Yep, right there it is. Oh, and we kind of see it in its, like, earliest forms. That's weird. Like, the earliest form is just this. And then it's been rounded out a little bit with the walls right. Oh, that's cool. It's on the fucking the castle's right there on that hill. That's weird looking. Because there's the gate, and then there's water rushing down off. That's interesting. I like that. And then one more, which looks a little bit more like the final game, because you've got the start of the Romani Ranch, not Romani Ranch, Lon Ranch. And then there's the area that leads into, the Zora River. Then further down, you've got the Lost Woods, and then further up there's Kakariko, but I don't think that's been molded yet. Yep, there it is. There you go. Ba-bum. So this just hadn't been implemented yet, but this had. And then there's the entrance to the river, which is, yeah. Love that. Oh shit, they each have descriptors too. Fuck yeah. From the IQ leak, surviving only as collision data, this version of Hyrule Field only features the castle surrounded by walls, with an exit at each corner. It's hard to tell if this was even meant to represent the whole field, or was just the castle portion being worked on, separately. The exits at each corner would suggest that a Hyrule Castle in the center of the world, yep, like in previous games, or like in Majora's Mask. Though this is early enough in the design process that the exits might just be the result of lazy copy-pasting. Oh, what a burn. The Hyrule Castle model from Zelda Tool ROM was clearly adapted to fit into the north side of this version of Hyrule Field, right there. Called the mid-97 version because that appears to be around when the field was first added to the game. The texture choices and use of the generic stand-in house suggest that this is a planning stage map, where the basic shape of the area and positioning of its exits were the most important focuses for the developers. Cool. I still like the look of that fucking wall right there. That's cool as hell. And then the version of the field is either extensively reworked or done from scratch, in either case resulting in a map that would be much closer to the final games. The exits in the planning map are mostly unmodeled, or existing just as protrusions from the main portion of the map. Oh yeah, right here. Since this version was playable at Space World 97, most, if not all, exits were blocked by special demo fencing. Oh, interesting. And then we have the final. The final game's map would properly model all the exits from the field, as well as remove any polygons that would have never been seen by the player. The 3D castle model in the center of the castle 3D castle model in the center of the castle walls was finally replaced with a pre-render as well. One interesting note is that all the overhangs in the landscape were only added after the Space World 97 demo. Excuse me. Damn. Up to that version, there was no terrain you could walk under. Yeah, it's pretty fucking neat. Ooh, what the fuck? Detailed comparison. Oh, this is a detailed comparison of each of the different sections. Cool. Oh, okay. So this, yeah, Hyrule Field is a big enough area that it's worth taking a closer look at various parts of it. Fuck yeah, dude. To get a better idea of just how things changed over time. Fuck yeah, dude. The initial mid-97 design for the exit to Gerudo Valley shows that there was initially an entire second river on the west half of the field, starting from the west wall of Hyrule Castle area that would need to be crossed to get to the valley. However, because that is a very early map, this may not be a literal depiction of the field. It's entirely possible that this is just representing the river that runs through Gerudo Valley itself. It's not hard to imagine that plank of wood over the river representing the bridge in the final game. Oh yeah, I see it there. Representing the bridge in the final game. Yeah, I get it. That's cute. And there's a little pathway that leads to Gerudo Valley. Later on in the Space World version, the Gerudo Valley exit is just a trapezoidal bump on the map. Hilarious, right here. Identifiable only by comparing this map to the final game. The Space World fencing shows that even though the valley exit wasn't properly modeled, there was at least an exit in the technical sense in place that you could walk into to go to the valley. Oh, okay, yeah, I get you. And it seems like they were pretty close with, like, in terms of where and what shape the exit would be, because it's vaguely trapezoidal here, and it still holds some of that trapezoidal shape in this area. Damn you, carpal tunnel. Low walls just outside Gerudo Valley, which seem to be meant for jumping over with Epona. It would get replaced with the protruding cliff seen in the final version of the map, and it's impossible to say whether these low walls worked just for demo players to mess around with Epona. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's bonkers. This would have led to Kakariko Village and Death Mountain. There's the final one right there, right here. Okay, I can move my fucking head. Here, hold on, let me move this out of the way. There we go. That's better. There's the final one up there above my head. And then there's the Space World 97 version, which just has this blocked off with a little bridge. And then that's the original prototype version, right fucking there. That's so silly, I love that. As can be seen here, the basic idea for the exit to Kakariko Village was in place fairly early. A bridge over water to a path that goes up and to the right. Yeah, I see it there. That's pretty cute. The Space World version would temporarily lose all that detail before having the exit back in place by the time the game came out. The final game would also add Death Mountain in the background and the overhang across the river. Yeah, it did have that overhang right there. Right here. Oh man, this would end up being the entrance to Lake Helia. Cool. The only exit missing from the mid-97 map is the Lake Helia one. Although this depression in the southern part of the map and next to the West River may well represent the lake in rough terms. The Space World map would fare better in at least having another one of those nondescript trapezoids where the exit would be, yep. Complete with demo fencing. What's interesting here is that the broken footpath by the exit, where are we? Used to have a series of horse walls where the path breaks, which aren't there in the final game. These could just be there for demo players to jump over. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Or they could represent an early version of the barriers that block the exit in the final game. Yeah, the barriers that block that. Fucking, I hate jumping over those things, dude. So annoying. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's fucking, Lon Ranch. Wow. Look at how fucking basic that is. That's crazy. And then you got this right here, and then it was, and then in the final game, it's my face is in the way. It's a fucking ahoy. Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, the single generic house in the earliest version of the whole field most likely represents Lon Ranch, or what would eventually morph into it. Especially when you take into consideration the fenced-off, vaguely farm-like bit of land next to it. Yeah, that very much looks like a farming field. This house is, however, placed way to the south of the field, when Lon Ranch would ultimately be much closer to the center. It's in the center, bro. The fuck are you talking about, closer to the center? Starting with the Space World 97, the ranch is where it should be and largely the same as the final, though the ranch house and decorations had yet to be added in. And Space World 97 naturally fenced off this exit too, of course. Ah yes, the Kakariko, nope, the Lost Wood, not the Lost Woods, the fucking Kokiri Forest, Jesus. I don't know why I had such a hard time with that. I feel like I could take a fucking PC 97 monster truck game and just... Alright. The mid-97 version of the exit to the Lost Woods is, unsurprisingly, just a dirt path into a cardboard forest. Hell yeah, brother. The Space World version of this exit breaks the trend for the Space World 97 map by actually modeling the log tunnel you'd exit through, although it would take until the final game for the bend in the path and decorative trees to arrive. I honestly don't like the bend in that path. It makes it hard to ride Epona through there. This exit is fenced off for Space World 2, although it's a little strange when you consider that Kokiri Forest was also prepared for demo players, and also fenced off any access to the Lost Woods. Although, as you can see on this page, there was only a very early Lost Woods that was probably considered unsuitable for showing off the current state of the game. But yeah, I fucking hate that bend. That bend is like the fuck, especially these tree roots, they get in the way. Although I guess it's meant to like, when that's the first thing you see, you're like walking through, and you're like, what's all these trees? And then bam, Hyrule Field hits you in the face. Okay, what is this? Oh, Azora's River, yeah. And there's the split right there. Let's raise that up so y'all can see. There we go. And then that would have been the river itself. The exit to Zora's River changed perhaps the least of all the exits. Well, yeah, it's a river, dude. A dirt path leading up to the source of the river in the mid-97 field shows that this was intended to be an exit from the beginning, although the fork in the river and the bank to walk on hadn't been modeled yet. The Space World 97 version would see the fork in the river, which just ends abruptly, appear along with at least part of the riverbank. The final version of the map adds the rest of the bank and turns the exit into a tunnel. The fork in the river now ends in a very tiny lake instead of simply stopping. Yeah, I never really understood the point of that tiny little lake. You can summon like super fairies from those, but you don't really need those. Oh my god, I almost never go here in the final game. I always forget that it's here, because you never need to go here. That's interesting, though, that they hadn't modeled that yet. And there's the side right here. Oh, there was like a little side door. Cool. If you ever wondered why Hyrule Field had a relatively secluded bit of land in the northwest that didn't amount to much, these earlier versions of the field give us some clues as to why. The earliest version shows that there used to be an awfully interesting door stuck in the western wall of the castle area. It shares the texture of the gravestones in the early graveyard, though it may just be here because it looked enough like a door for early modeling purposes. The most obvious thought is that this was for sneaking into some part of Hyrule Castle complex, either an early version of sneaking into the castle itself or into some other part of town. Though it's hard to make any definitive conclusions. However, there is an unused exit variable that still exists in the final game, which places Link quite close to this wall, where this possible door would have been in the Space World 97 version. Hey! So now we know why there's just this random-ass little secluded area, and they just decided to put a fucking hole here, too. They're like, we'll put something here, plop a hole there, get some rupees. So silly. So silly. The Space World map is where things get interesting. The river pouring out of the wall is gone, as is any other kind of variation in the geometry. The plain, flat area combined with the demo fencing suggests that there was some kind of exit here. Likely an evolution of the idea the secret door from earlier represents. The final game would reintroduce the river, though now ramming through the cardboard cliffs surrounding the field at its earliest opportunity. And of course, leave this area of the map without purpose, save for a single optional grotto. Oh goodness. Yo, early fucking Kakariko Village. Yeah, look at this shit. This is so fucking primitive and I love it. I love it. Hell yeah, let's take a gander. Ooh. Oh, this is so cool. I would love to walk around here, just to explore like they're doing. It wouldn't amount to much, but it's still fun. Like, look at this. Look at the low render on these models. Or rather actors, I think. I still don't have full comprehension of which one's which, but the brick wall, I don't think you ever see any bricks like that in Ocarina of Time, except maybe for that one house that's in the process of being built in Kakariko Village whenever you're a child and it turns into the arrow challenge game. Oh damn, they're textured and there's collision. Oh, there's a little entrance right there too. Oh, that's where he's going. That's where he's going, baby. Oh, whoa. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so fucking cool. A very early rendition of Kakariko on mostly flat terrain. With every house the same generic model, one that can also be found on the Lake Helia map. ROM offsets for this and blah 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 blah. The scene does feature a fair number of actors to populate the village, although there aren't any NPCs. The quote gameplay objects are all signs that say, "It's a secret to everybody." Hell yeah, brother. Early Kakariko Graveyard. Ooh, that's a small ass graveyard. What the fuck? That looks like some of the pixelated nature of it and the low poly textures make me think of Fallout, of the early Fallout games. That's cool though. I like that. 54 seconds. Wow, look at this. No, dude, soak it in. Part of that wall was broken back there too. So cool. This is Aghast, which is Dungeon Synth, if you're wondering what's playing right now. That's another section of the wall that's broken. Was this just going to be like a decrepit old graveyard? That's interesting. It's also somewhat appropriate since he's walking around a graveyard. And this song is called Call from the Grave. So it makes sense. Still, that's fucking awesome, bro. Love that. That's so silly. But yeah, that looks like a fucking Fallout map. An early rendition of Kakariko's Garvyard, if you will. When it seems all that was... What? An early rendition of Kakariko's Graveyard, when it seems all that was figured out was that there would be a lot of graves, with one grave in the back being particularly important. The graveyard is surrounded by walls with a brick texture that's slightly susceptible to forming moire patterns. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yep, of particular interest is the detail on the back wall, which seems at odds with the rest of the graveyard and the rest of Kakariko Village's general planning stage. Look, made more interesting in that it was carefully designed to line up with the brick texture to make it look like specific bricks were left out of the wall or meticulously removed. Exactly, I thought so too. Because the two Kakariko maps generally look like they come from a stage of development that was most concerned with figuring out the basic layout of the maps and the ways you could exit to other maps from them, it seems unlikely this was just a bit of decoration. A more likely explanation is that this is an early idea of what would eventually be the way to the Shadow Temple. Another question is if this break in the wall was planned to be visible from the start, or if some actor for the missing bricks would have initially hidden this. There's no such actor present here, though it may have simply been too early in development for them to have bothered with it yet. The actors and objects are here, simply put, weird. Oh, the actors and objects here are, simply put, weird. While the sculptulas are thematically appropriate, the baby Dodongos are decidedly not. There's also a Goron object and animations for it loaded, but no actor to make use of them. Baby Dodongo? Oh, Baby Dodongo. Sculptula. Sculptula's Goron. Lost Woods. Early Lost Woods. Ooh, fuck yeah, dude. Give me that early Lost Woods. Ill Fate B-Cup True Shot. Is that French? Probably not. Ooh, this is a more open Lost Woods. I like the texture on the ground. It's like dead earth. That's very spooky. And there's an area up here that you can apparently walk on, and you just go. Oh, this is cool. The fog effects are weird, but also... Why is there a timer on the screen? I just noticed that. What the fuck? Tiny little streams right there. That's interesting. Yeah, it just ends right here. Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. I'm just staring at this. This is fucking fascinating to watch. Oh, there's a little waterfall that would have... What happens if the clock runs down? What the fuck? Oh, that's a funny little bit of thing. The hell is that? Those are Legos that just feels cruel. Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. That's very funny. Beta Dungeon Restore. Hard 4 games. Jesus. But yeah, this is super fucking cool looking. I like this map. Beautiful. Love the textures. Like, I would love a blanket with this with this visual texture, or this one. Like, oh, another hymn. An early version of the Lost Woods, where it just appears to be a simple forest area. There are 3 tree log exits and 2 open air ones. It's not clear how the maze-like aspect of previous Lost Woods would have been realized on this map, though. Oh, this feels appropriate, this music. There are many actors in this area, the vast majority of which belongs to the generic fields actor. Okay. What the fuck? Maybe I should have read a little further back. There are many actors in this area, the vast majority of which belong to the generic field objects actor. This is why the object table is much shorter, since the objects that actor uses are all in the gameplay field. Are all in the gameplay field keep object that's always loaded outside of dungeons. Interestingly, there are P-hats and an adult Epona here, suggesting that perhaps this map was less Lost Woods and more heavily forested part of Hyrule Field at this point in development. Beautiful. But not right now. Hell yeah. Love that. This graphic shows the position of all the field objects actors, as well as icons for all the other actors. This actor was one that was designed to handle the presence of any number of interactive elements in a non-dungeon area, with a value known as the quote variable, choosing what each instance of the actor actually is. Because the portion of the ROM that holds actors was overwritten, it's difficult to impossible to discern just what these things were, only that the actor was used to represent different things in different parts of the map. Wow. Damn, this shit was full of stuff. Yeah, there's a Epona right there. There's some P-hats. I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, that's odd. Huh. It's time for early Kokiri Forest. Yeah, there it is. There's that thing that I love. I remember going through this. Yeah, the IQ leak. The overdump. Huh. Looks very similar. Alright. An early version of the Kokiri Forest that comes from sometime between the final game's version and a version found in the IQ leak under the name Spot 04 Old, which appears to be older than the other two. The evolution of Kokiri Forest can be seen in the images below. This version is radically different from the Kokiri Forest we are all familiar with. The houses seem to be spread out among 2 distinct sections. Yeah, right there and right there. A ramp with a banner overhead separating the 2. A field of pillars stands before the Deku tree. And there's a lack of any kind of puddle. Interestingly, the texturing and general design looks remarkably similar to the Lost Woods map in the Overdump, even though this iteration of the forest has been replaced. Love the look of that, though. It's beautiful. And then here is the shape of the forest. What? Here, the shape of the forest is essentially the same as the final version. aside from the large fence that only exists to keep Space World participants from reaching certain parts. That's funny. The main differences are the lack of a crawl space to the south, yeah, so there's nothing right here to crawl into. And the finals exit to the Lost Woods instead has a house, yeah, right here, at the top of the cliffs. Presumably the exit to the west used to lead to the Lost Woods instead of Hyrule Field. Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. And then the finale. The final game sees the addition of the aforementioned crawl space and Lost Woods exit, and the buildings now have a much lighter wood, there we go, texture, and are all uniquely shaped. The northern cliffs have been simplified a bit as well. Yeah, they have. Instead of just like a fucking, it's like a little rampy ramp. The only elements that survive throughout all these design changes are the Deku Tree, the idea of tree trunk houses, and, interestingly, the series of cliffs to the north edge of the map. Interesting. Really Sacred Forest Meadow, hey. Oh my god. That's some basic type stuff right there. What the fuck? That's so funny. It's like someone just went draw, path, temple. That's very funny. I like that. Collision side view. Oh. That's weird. A very early rendition of the Sacred Forest Meadow, with a building for what would eventually be the Forest Temple at the top of a slope. A dirt path leads from the building to a corner of the map, but without any modeled exit to go through. ROM offsets are those. The actor setup features moblins like in the adult version of the final Meadow, alongside some Deku Babas and several field objects. Like in the final game, the moblin closest to the building wields a club, and the others have spears to go and just charge at you. Whoa. This image shows where all the field objects actors are, color-coded by their variable value. The most interesting thing that can be reliably gleaned from this is the presence of two rings of objects on either side of the path, each with another field object in the center, though each ring has its own set of value. Oh, that's weird. Deku Babas, there's the Moblins, and the club. That's cool. They kind of had in mind what they wanted from the start. Okay, we gotta stop here. It's getting close to time, and I want to end stream before another ad pops up. So we're gonna bookmark this. Yes, I know. Early Lake Helia, bam. There we go. And then we're gonna boop back here. And then we're gonna buddy boo. Okay. Thank you for anyone who happens to be watching this VOD right now. I appreciate y'all very much. And have a wonderful evening, VOD watchers.